Hey lovelies, LovelyMuze here, and welcome back to another opinionated analysis video of mine. It's been a while since I posted my last video, and I apologize for that. I had a bunch of final papers and exams to do, and was prepping for my next semester, and I wasn't about to be stressed out about all of that, plus making and editing a video, I would have exploded mentally. So I hope you guys can understand that as a student, my education comes first and my mental health. Anyways, without dragging this on any longer, why don't I get straight into the video? Today I thought I would share my own thoughts to why I prefer end-of-the-year festivals as opposed to the end-of-the-year award shows. So, without any further delay, let's get into it, shall we? For those who may not be familiar or are pretty new to K-pop, and don't really know what these festivals are or these award shows are. In short, the end-of-the-year festivals are music show festivals that entertainment companies, or should I say, broadcasting stations, hold every year close to the end of the year, where they invite a bunch of groups and artists to perform. It's kind of like a mini concert, where all they do is perform, do special collabs, and then at the end of the festival, sometimes the artists and groups will come together to sing a special song for the closing stage. If you have ever been to an outdoors festival, like your hometown festival, it's basically that, but these ones are typically held indoors, and it's more so coordinated. As far as I know, there are 3 festivals, which is the annual SBS Gayodaejeon Festival, MBC Music Festival, and the KBS Song Festival. There may be more, but those are the ones that I have actually seen and actually stay tuned for. As for the end-of-the-year award shows, they are basically award shows that are held close to the end of each year, and are award shows that provide awards to certain artists and groups, but would have certain artists and groups perform as well, and as far as I know, there are a total of 6 different award shows. We have the AAA, which is known as the Asia Artist Awards, TMA, which is known as the FAC Music Awards, SMA, which is the Seoul Music Awards, MGA, which is MBC plus Genie Music Awards, GDA, which is the Golden Disc Awards, and last but certainly not least MAMA, which stands for Mnet Asian Music Awards. Out of these 6 award shows, the ones that I typically look forward to the most is the SMA, MAMA, and the GDA. Because in my opinion, the best performances that I have seen so far have always been held in these 3 specific award shows. Now that I have explained what these 2 are, it's time to share my opinions regarding them, and why I will always prefer the end-of-the-year music festivals over the award shows. These opinions are going to be categorized under 2 main reasons, with the first one being authenticity. In other words, how authentic are they in the way they present themselves, and treat the artists and groups, and audiences who attend. So, basically my opinions and thoughts under this section will be focusing on how genuine I find them. When I first got into K-pop back in 2012, the only award show that I knew about, or more so, was exposed to the most, was MAMA. And it really was until 2017 that I started finding out that there were more award shows such as the GDA, TMA, and so on. Back then, I was also not familiar with the music show festivals, and always thought that they were just the regular music shows that we see our idols promote their new songs at. I didn't know that these festivals were actually a thing, and that they were annually. I believe the only festival that I ever saw was the 2016 KBS Song Festival, but even then, I genuinely didn't know that it was a festival, because I only saw separate clips of it on YouTube. So, my opinions around these award shows and festivals at the time were pretty skewed and lacked in knowledge. Most of my opinions around them were actually derived from things I would hear from other K-pop fans, whether they were true or not. With that being said, I always thought of MAMA as a snake from the very beginning, because of all the negative things K-pop fans would say about the award show. Not to mention, G-Dragon's iconic diss performance he did towards the show back in 2014, really amplified my dislike of the award show.
what's up, 이건 너희들을 위한 연만낚시 연맹이 혹하나 없이 대문 낚아치는 빅이 성적시를 배수양가지만 같이 없이 sorry but I love you I just think it's a fuck it 오랜만에 내 엄마 큰 상을 차리나 봐 자식들 싸워가 신이 나눠주시잖아 이제 나들 다 가서 먹는 것만 봐도 배 모르니까 난 어린 동생들 밥이나 줘요 38년도 바로 18이 내 가짜 나를 따라가다 둘은 만져가니 바짝 나의 내 원치를 더해 내추럴해 난 무대 위에 play 아니는 뱅커해 Show me the money don't even know what to have MC의 왕복거리도 기억기만 해 오래가서 지나가고 새해가 또 밝아온다 나는 just dragging money Yeah, 영점
So, Mama for the most part, have always been that award show that I always saw in a negative light. Which also ultimately meant that I always tried my best to avoid it, with only watching the performance clips of my favorite groups that they would post on their YouTube channel. But the thing is, because I only knew Mama, and my perspective of Mama was already skewed, when I finally discovered other award shows, it led me to develop a preconceived image of these other award shows as well, and in a negative light too. If Mama was this way, then these awards shows must have been this way as well? If Mama is doing this and treating their artists like this, then what makes these other awards shows any better? And because of that I also tried to avoid them also. I was scared of seeing the mistreatment that my idols already received from Mama, from the other shows, that I ultimately assumed and decided to box them with Mama. It wasn't until maybe 2018 that I really started giving the other award shows a chance, and started looking into them and watching them with a more open mind and heart. Now, I can't really speak much about my experience with music festivals, because I really didn't even know of their existence till like 2018, and my opinions or thoughts about them is still pretty skewed, but more so due to lack of knowledge rather than negativity. Plus, compared to award shows, I always thought of the music festivals in a more positive light, which is largely due to the fact that I used to think they were just regular promotional music shows, and nothing more. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what does this have to do with them being authentic and genuine? Well, when it comes to award shows, especially Mama, because I already viewed them in a more negative light, I always thought of them as disingenuous to begin with. Whether it was because of the negative things I have heard from both the artists and K-pop fans, or just the way they presented themselves, award shows to me compared to festivals, always came off as a cheap sellout, for a quick paycheck and high ratings. I'm only going to use Mama as an example, when comparing them to the music festivals, as I am more familiar with this specific award show. This also means that what I am about to say, doesn't necessarily mean that all the award shows are like this. But it should give you an idea of how they work, and how they could possibly be doing the same thing. To me, the award shows compared to the music festivals, always seem to care about the buzz that the artists they would invite would bring. So, the more artists and more specifically the more popular artists they invited, the higher their ratings would be, which would ultimately translate to more money that would be coming in. The awards part just more or less is there to appease the artists that do show up, and their fans. Because to me, despite them being award shows and calling themselves that, they don't really seem to care about the actual awards, more so about the ratings they will get through the kinds of hosts and artists they invite. I mean as a carrot, the moment they started making up random awards on the spot, such as 17's Breakthrough Award that they received back in 2019 Mama, to make up for them not receiving the Best Performance Award, you're going to start questioning how genuine these award shows actually are. Like you're telling me that a group who has attended your award shows since their debut, and have pretty much been winning the Best Performance Award since 2016, not only didn't receive any major awards at the 2019 Mama fiasco, but to make up for it, Mama decided to give them some made-up award that no other artists have received before or after. Like if you check Mama's award history, there have never been a Breakthrough Award. That award has never existed up until Mama needed something to award 17 for their efforts and for providing them their ratings. It's like they found some random-ass trophy from the flea market, titled it the Breakthrough Award, whatever the hell that even means, and said here's 17, here's your award, thank you for your performance though, hope to see you next year. And what did 17 do? Well 17 being 17, actually attended 2020's Mama, only to once again prove why the Best Performance Award was meant for them, no offense to other groups. Like when I tell you 2019 Mama became a lot of carrots fill an origin story, I am not joking, even the members themselves were visibly annoyed at what was going on, especially Hoshi. I mean, the man literally walked away without saying a single word, when he was supposed to do the closing greeting for the group, literally stunning the other members.
브레이크스루 어치브먼트 수상자. 네. 노파티 글로벌 위상에도 탄탄한 팀워크로 빛나는 성장을 보여주고 있는 팀입니다. 세븐틴.
감사합니다.
As for 2020 Mama to me, had the best performances that I have seen in a while, from both the third-gen groups that attended, and the fourth-gen groups as well. However, I will say that there wasn't much diversity in terms of the performances itself, as most of them were helping promote Mnet's Kingdom, so some groups' performances did look very similar in theme, but overall, the performances were chef's kiss. Unfortunately, with such good performances came terrible treatment from behind the scenes. If 2019 Mama was Carrot's villain origin story, then 2020 Mama was the entire K-pop fandom's villain origin story. Like, how can they not provide dressing rooms for the artists that they invited to their show? Like, I understand that the actors and actresses who were invited to host the event have a higher status than the idols in society, and in entertainment. But the award shows are centered around the idols. The idols are the ones receiving these awards, they are the ones performing at these award shows, and they are the ones who actually need the dressing rooms more than the hosts. But no, let's have them wait in their vehicles in the cold, for hours, while breathing in fine dust and air pollution. It's like common sense left the room with Mama. I don't mean any disrespect, but what exactly did the actors and actresses need dressing rooms for? Most of them attended the award shows in one outfit that they wore for the entirety of the event. While the idols had to literally change outfits at least twice, the outfits they wore on the red carpet, and the outfits they changed into for their performances. Not to mention, according to news articles, Mama also didn't provide catering for the idols, but they did provide for the hosts. There was no food or refreshments for the idols, and so the idols who were hungry had to walk to the nearest McDonald's or Burger King to get food. I mean, isn't that the least Mama could have done for them, is provide food and drinks, given the circumstances that they had placed the idols in? Now, some people may be confused or be questioning this, saying, well, Mama already provides them with lavish props for their stages. No, they don't. The stage props that you guys see the idols perform with at award shows, or regular music shows, are funded by their companies, not Mama, or the other award shows. Trust me, if those award shows decided to fund every single stage for the artists they invite to perform, they would go bankrupt, which would result in them inviting less artists to perform on their stages in the future. All Mama does is provide the dressing rooms, catering, awards, and staffs that would help build and install those props. That's why sometimes you will see some artists perform with such huge and lavish stages, while others perform with such bland stages. It's funded by their company, not the award shows. So, when I say that Mama providing the artists food and drinks is the least they could have done, I mean that. Let's not forget that most of these award shows tend to provide the awards to the artists who actually attend them, hence why the phrase "it's an attendance award" exists. If my memory serves me right, I remember someone tweeting about a response that they saw under Tableau's tweet replies, that spoke about this issue. About how Tableau had talked about an instance that happened when his group's last album dropped, and how a month later, various award shows were calling them because they wanted to give them an award for it, and to have them perform. Tableau said the group came up with a policy, in which they would only agree to attend these award shows, only if these award shows could guarantee that if the group decided not to attend, they would still receive the award, if it's something truly deserved. He said, and I quote, "Will we receive the award even if we can't go?" To which he said that most of these award shows had told him, and I quote, "We really want to give you the award, but you guys have to come and perform. You guys at least need to be there." If Epic High told those award shows that they couldn't make it, some of these shows would straight up tell them that they wouldn't give them the award in return. In addition, Tableau also stated that there was only one award show that still agreed to give them the award even if they didn't show up, saying, and I quote, "You don't have to come, we will give you the award, it's your award, so you're going to get the award either way." Tableau and the rest of Epic High decided to go to that award show because they were able to actually guarantee that award show was genuinely going to give them their award regardless of if they could attend or not, because that award show knew that the award was meant for them, it was theirs regardless of their attendance. Tableau ended it with what I believe fully sums up what most of these award shows are, and I feel like K-pop fans need to really evaluate what it means for the groups they are a fan of, and want to see attend these award shows. Tableau ended it by saying, and I quote, "It's an award show, with the show part of it being very important, and I understand that for people who watch these award shows, it would be weird if no one was there, and it was just a bunch of announcements for the awards." What Tableau said only solidified what I was already thinking, or suspecting about these award shows. These award shows don't care who receives these awards, as long as there is someone physically there to collect them, because like what Tableau said, it would be weird if no one was there. It doesn't matter if you believe your group deserved the award, if they didn't show up, then according to those award shows they don't deserve it. I mean, at the end of the day, they could easily just change the plaque on the trophy. Now, does this mean that all award shows do this, or that all award shows do this with all the awards they present? No. No matter how disingenuous these award shows can be, there are just some awards they can't fake. However, it does get you questioning just how genuine these award shows actually are. I mean, if they are capable of not only conjuring up non-existent awards, but also favoring to give awards to those who actually attend, how genuine can you honestly say these award shows are? Can you really blame fans for questioning if certain groups deserve the award or not? Like I said, award shows like Mama care about ratings, and it would be pretty damn hard for them to get a decent rating if the audiences are refusing to tune in, because the artists they like aren't attending them. Now, on the other hand, when it comes to the music show festivals, they always seemed more so audience-driven. Like as long as the audience were satisfied, they were too. Yes, as a broadcasting station ratings do matter, but I guess for music show festivals they tend to make it less obvious than that of award shows. There is somewhat of a balance, and as a broadcasting station they strive for good ratings, but they also strive to give a performance worth watching for the audiences. Not to mention, they also allow the artists that attend to be welcomed and appreciated for their talents, and not necessarily feel like they are being used for their popularity. I just always found music show festivals to be more welcoming and friendly. Not to mention, less strife between the fandoms, as there is no competition for their groups when it comes to winning awards. And since there are no awards given in these festivals, it's strictly just artists coming together to put on a show, and to sing songs that the audiences will enjoy. It's festive. Now the second reason is the competition. My opinion on this section will be pretty short compared to the first one, as this one seems to be pretty straightforward. But anyways, as I stated earlier, compared to award shows, music show festivals have less, or really, no competition. The only competition is between the fans who debate on which artist or group had the best performance. But in terms of competition between not just the fandoms but the artists, it's rare, and that's thanks to there being no awards. With there being no awards for the artists to strive for at these festivals, there really isn't any sort of competitiveness as well, and thus the interactions we get to see between these artists through fan cams seem more genuine and relaxed. These artists don't feel the pressure of having to compete with other groups to receive an award, so they feel more relaxed, and in return, to me, the interactions and the performances feel more genuine and endearing. Like their name, these music show festivals are festive, and with such a festive aura, there's no need for a competitive one. Whereas, when it comes to award shows, those shows become the battleground for fandom wars, which is another reason why I tend to avoid these award shows. Compared to music festivals, there just seem to be so much negativity that comes with award shows, or occurs as a result of them, that just ultimately makes me prefer watching music show festivals over award shows. Now, don't get me wrong, when it comes to the performances, I do prefer the award shows, as the stages at the award shows are much bigger, therefore allowing the artists who perform to provide a bigger and better performance for the audiences and their fans. Not to mention, I prefer seeing the interactions between the artists at award shows, as there does seem to be more variety of them, and not to mention the reactions we get to see of them reacting to other groups' performances. However, when it comes to actually taking these award shows seriously, I just can't. Because of the lack of authenticity behind them, I find it hard for me to genuinely appreciate or like these award shows. Because from what I have seen throughout the years, these award shows don't really seem to provide or want to provide the same gratitude, or really, respect that these artists and fans do for them. They don't really seem to actually care, or want to show that they care, so it then begs the question, then why should we?